Floyd's Mayhem Garage. Are you ready for all of this greatness? Let's take a look at them. Hoo-wee! Well, race car's not a fan of this cold weather. She's not running too hot. So I suppose at some point in time I should probably actually go through this carburetor and jet it or something. Play with it. I've done nothing to it, so it runs and drives, which is cool. Well, a little windy out here, so hopefully that's not affecting the camera too much. But wanted to get my project cars together and take a look at them here. Of course, we got the 68 Charger, stock car, you know, Charger body on a old race car chassis. We got the General Mayhem 68 Charger RT, decently, you know, straight car, decently solid. Still needs a lot of work to ever be a finished car, but looking good. Trusty old crew cab. This bad boy's been through a lot. This is a collaboration of like 8 different trucks put together. There are of course 12 valve Cummins, NV 4500, Dana 60 axles, 354 gears, crew cab, 4-wheel drive. The daily. This thing gets awesome fuel mileage. Room for 6. Yeah, that's the good old daily driver, I guess. And this thing, one of my most recent builds, 68 Dodge C500. Of course, sitting on a 91 Cummins chassis. So it's now independent front suspension, coil springs, disc brakes, Dana 70 rear axle with 410 gears. I do believe I'm going to change that. And of course, 12 valve Cummins with a Getrag 5-speed behind it. And this thing is absolutely ridiculous. Of course, big old stacks. I know it's funny, the pictures that I've taken of this thing, when I was originally putting the stacks on, people were telling me, oh, you better watch your height with that. And comparing it to the crew cab here, this thing looks massive in pictures, but it's really not that big of a truck, which is pretty cool. Yeah, these are the current, I guess, running and driving projects. Like I said, I just want to get them together. It's always cool to take pictures like this. I really can't wait until the Daytona's out here for pictures and the swap line. The swap line does run and drive, but with that cracked bell housing, it sort of barely runs and drives. So, didn't bother getting that one out. It's sitting in the garage still, but hopefully, I want to get to that one soonish, Of course, I've still got my goal if I want to get the Daytona done really soon, so still working on that one. And as well, the list of stuff that I'd like to do just never does end. I'd like to do a lot of work on the race car still. I need to get the interior finished off. As you can look through and see ground or dirt down there. Still don't have a doghouse. Rear tires still sprayed me with rocks and dirt and mud and stuff, but I'd like to get all that cleared up. I'd like to do some work on the motor. I think I'd like to put a pump in here, help with oil. I need to get some different suspension components, because you see the wheel on this side's tucked in nice, because this was a left-hand car. Straightening out the front end, this wheel sticks out further. So I just need to buy them and put them on, but at this point I need to get different upper control arms, or control arm on this side and a different lower control arm on this side, ones that are shorter, so it'll move the suspension in. So that's on the list of stuff to do. The Mayhem, it's actually pretty good. At the moment I don't really have any major things I'd like to do to it. I did finally paint the stripe, which was something that I've been dying to do. Interior, I'd still like to eventually get a kind of a better interior in here, or nicer. That's always down the road. And long-term goal, I'd actually like to completely restore this car back to the QQ1 blue that it was, white vinyl top, white stripe. But as of now, I honestly don't have any major plans with this other than just drive it and enjoy it, because that was one of my dreams when I was younger, was having a General Mayhem clone, and I've got it. And of course the crew cab. I've been looking at patch panels for it. I'd like to fix the rust in the bed. Past the rust in the bed, I think it's this door, or is it the other day? It's the other crew cab door. It's got a pretty good dent in it on the other side. Get that fixed. Otherwise the doors are in good shape. The fenders are actually new. The hood's in good shape. I need to give this thing a good sanding down, and I'd like to paint it. I swapped the axles a while back, so it's got the gearing now. I'd like to do some interior work to it eventually. It'd be nice to have some good condition seats in it, because these ones are torn and saddle blanket material, and the rear ones, it's a tan seat in the rear. But that'd be nice. Now this guy I got all kinds of plans for still. Wheels and tires eventually. I think for now, just because those are going to be so god-awful expensive for these dualies, and for whatever kind of options I want to go with these coined wheels, I think for now I'm going to stick with 16s. They look good. They're painted black, chrome lug nuts, just simple, clean. I do need to get some new tires for this. That's going to be a pretty good expenditure, but it's affordable for now. Bigger one is I've got another rear end for this. Same thing with the crew cab. I changed the gearing, went from 410s to 354s. This has 410s in it. I've got another rear end that has 354 gears in it. And this is also a cab and chassis truck. So being a cab and chassis truck, you can see how close the inner wheel is to the leaf springs. I've got a pickup truck axle, which is 6 inches wider overall, so 3 inches per side. So actually, I'm going to swap the whole rear axle and put that one in. Because since the bed that I picked up for it is that guy, this one's 8 feet wide. My truck right now is just over 7 feet wide. So the bed's still going to be wider than the rear axle, even with the swap, but it's going to be better and closer And then it'll be the different gears as well. And then I gotta figure out fuel system and all that, and eventually modify the bed into a ramp truck. But for now, I think I'm just gonna put it on. And same thing, need interior work on this one. Just small list of things, you know. And amongst all of this, I'd still like to work on the Daytona and Swiftline. So that never ends, but I'll just keep doing what I do.